Hi, my name is Carrigan Henkel, and for my study abroad experience, I went to Costa Rica from December 31st to January 13th, and I went with a company called Maximo Nivel, which is one of the sister companies of IVHQ, and I studied there doing child care and elderly care as well. When I first arrived in Costa Rica, I was a little taken back because everything was in Spanish and I wasn't quite used to that yet, but I quickly acclimated myself thanks to my years of practice in high school and the practice that I had done beforehand, knowing that Costa Rica is a predominantly Spanish-speaking country, with the exception of some locals knowing English because they do have a very, very large tourism industry in Costa Rica. From the airport, it took us about 10 minutes to arrive to the city. The photo on the top left is of the airport. When I first got out, it's surrounded by a gorgeous, beautiful mountain range, and on the right you can see pictures of inside the city, which is not quite as developed as our cities here, but it's very similar to almost like an Anaheim, where as far as population goes in the city. To get to the house from the airport, we actually have to take a certified orange taxi, which is the color of all the taxis in Costa Rica that are certified by the government. So I'll show you a photo of that later on in the PowerPoint. Once we got into the city of San Jose, which is one of the, actually, Costa Rica is broken into 7 provinces, and San Jose is the largest province in both size and population, and it's in the center of the country. Costa Rica is very poor. Even though it's the wealthiest country in Central America, they're still considered third world. They have lots of accommodations and modern technology, but they are still run down. As you can see in the left corner here, a lot of the houses are made with metal still, just tin roofs, and very little means to get by. But the city is very beautiful, very active nightlife, and as you can see in the bottom right, they have lots and lots of parks that have lots of gym equipment inside of them that people can use for free. So the whole country is devoted to making sure everyone is healthy and health conscious in everything that they do. Like I said, there's modernization going on in Costa Rica, though. It is the fastest growing country in Central America. They have Walmarts, McDonald's, KFCs, Subways, Pizza Huts, and like I said, they have lots of cars too, as you can see through these pictures. So modernization is going on. If you look on the right side, that middle picture, that is the official taxi. It has the yellow triangle, which symbolizes that it is an official taxi of Costa Rica. Just so you guys can see a picture of that. And in the middle, you can see that is me in the red box on a ride at the fair. I wrote that the first day in Costa Rica, so they do have modern fairs with rides that are just as scary as ours and just as exhilarating, so maybe a little bit more terrifying because of the third world country, but it was just as fun and exciting. And then on the left as well, we have, that's the inside of a bus. Public transport is huge in Costa Rica. Most people don't have their own cars. Most people just take either mopeds, motorcycles, or they'll take the bus. Uber is also available in Costa Rica, but it is actually illegal, although the country doesn't really enforce the laws. This was my host family when I was staying in Costa Rica. From left to right, we have Henry, who's the father. He's an accountant. Lutz Maritza is the mom. She's a housewife, and she raises the 2 kids, Manfred, who's 16 and he's a student still, and their daughter Alejandra, who's 22 and also a student, but at the Costa Rican University, just up the street a little bit. And you can see there on the bottom right, that's their house. A very small house. It has lots of barbed wire and spikes around it because security is not great in Costa Rica. There's not a lot of crime, but security is always very high. And on the left, we have a picture of our room. Very small, bunk bed, 1 twin bed. Very comfortable. This is a traditional-looking Costa Rican family house, though. Lutz Maritza's mother lives next door, and that's very common in Costa Rica to live next to your family. So, very close family. They're all Catholic. Most of Costa Rica is Catholic. So they're very close, tight-knit family, and they're very welcoming, one of the nicest families that I've had. Even though the average salary in Costa Rica is only $7,000 in American dollars, where in America the average salary is $48,000. So They get by with very little, and they make the best of what they can. One example of getting by like this is with their food. Costa Ricans have delicious food. Most of their meals are the same though. They use rice, beans, vegetables, and then their choice of meat. And this changes, has some slight variations, but that is mostly the traditional meal in Costa Rica for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, with breakfast only being different where the rice and beans are mixed, and dinner you separate them. The company I actually volunteered for, Maximo Novell, was located inside the city. This is some pictures of the actual facility itself. As you can see, it also has some protection around it. Security a little bit higher in Costa Rica, but a very beautiful facility. These are some of the pictures from the volunteering events. Costa Rica is very poor, like I said, and most of these pictures here were taken in slums of Costa Rica called Vuelo. This was the first area we went, and it was definitely the most impactful experience that I've had in Costa Rica because of the children here. The children in Costa Rica don't have a lot, and we showed up on this street and just painted a soccer field for them. And they were so appreciative, and they loved it, and they were playing soccer in there. We also painted them a makeshift twister course, hopscotch course, and also painted some classrooms inside for the children to learn in. So it was awesome to see how much they appreciated just a fake soccer field. Really changed my view on how some people can be so happy with so little and get by with nothing. That was the most inspirational thing for me being in Costa Rica, though. They also have a 98% literacy rate, so education is still very important to the kids here and the community. They want to make sure everyone can grow up to be the best. So Costa Rica is trying to be the best it can be, and they're taking big steps towards that by keeping their literacy rate high and having lots of volunteer and child care programs in the country like this one. For the more fun side of Costa Rica, we were able to get away for a little bit and go see Monte Verde, which is the cloud forest in Costa Rica. It's about an hour outside of Costa Rica, maybe an hour and a half, or out of San Jose. And it is the most beautiful place I've been to in my entire life. Very, very green, huge trees, lots to explore. It's constantly raining. You're in the clouds. Lots of wildlife, animals. They had sloths, which is the country's national animal. It's even on their dollar bill. But as you can see in the picture in the top left, one of the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen, and I will be going back 100% because I just loved the nature and everything about it was just incredible. Pura Vida is a saying in Costa Rica, and as kind of my take-home message, I still want to get a tattoo of it just because I love it that much. It means pure life, and it's kind of the way the people in Costa Rica live. They like to be very relaxed. Everyone's very chilled out, not a lot of worry, and everyone likes to do the best that they can for their neighborhood and their community, and I think that's a really good way to live life. I think that people should be more open to trying things and helping others, and I think seeing people in Costa Rica who have so little give so much back to their community, even though they have nothing to give, it really showed me how I could probably do more for my community with all that I have. And seeing all of that really opened me up even more, because now I want to explore the world and see what else I can learn. I want to see firsthand what I can discover, and I want to see how everyone else in the world survives and lives each day. So my pretty much take-home message is live your life happy, explore, get out in the world, enjoy Costa Rica if you can, because it is a beautiful country. The people are amazing, everyone's very friendly, and I guarantee you'll have the time of your life. Pura Vida. Thank you.